We were born into a world that hates us, and this world has used every opportunity to make us hate ourselves. It has imposed upon us certain characteristics and character defects that we think are us. But deep down, these are the chains that bind you. These are the imprisonment programs that keep you under the thumb of these psychopathic tendencies to make you feel less than, to make you feel that you are nothing. You are not worthy, and you have no power within yourself. And you can go your whole entire life feeling this way. You can go your whole entire life feeling so alone and so abused by the cruelties of life that you just shut down and you let things happen to you. And you feel that you have no choices in this life. Your only choice is to get along, to go with any and everything. And deep down, you hate this. You hate this about yourself, and you hate the things this world makes you do on a daily basis. And the first step in breaking out of this is truly sitting with yourself and allowing your feelings and your thoughts to come up, to bubble up from the surface, and to start processing the things that have happened to you. And deep down within you, there is a light source. And that light source is not the false light that lords over you and dictates how good or bad you are. You have an internal power that needs to be shown, shined, and to expose all the darkness within you, the dark corners of your mind, the dark corners of who you really are. You have so much potential and so much power, but you'll never know it. You'll never realize it if you don't access it. And these creatures who impose themselves upon you in many different forms, human, scenarios, and even thinking patterns that try to dictate and control who you are, programmings. These programmings will run your life, will keep you miserable, will keep you afraid, will keep you from speaking your truth. Your truth, what is your truth? Your truth is the experiences that you lived, that no one else knows but you. You're the only one who truly knows yourself and what you've been through. All the horrors, all the tragedies, and even those good moments you may hold dear within you. Know that you are the one that you are looking for. You are the one that you are searching for. You are the one who is capable of doing great things, and not great things that the world wants you to believe, like getting a great career or finding the right person to fix everything that is wrong with you, finding a guru or a leader to hang on to every word that they say and to allow them to tell you what to do, how to do it, and what's true. You are the only one who can save yourself. And that starts with being with yourself. Being with yourself truly and figuring out who you are. This human avatar is not you. The experiences you've been through aren't necessarily you either, even though you experienced that. Most of the time, we're running these scripts and programming, and every interaction that we have with other people and even ourselves most of the time is not truly who you are. It's not truly who you are. Who are you truly? I don't know who you are. And most of the time, you don't even know who you are. You can only know who you are truly once you're outside of this realm. And even then, you will be gaslighted and manipulated to be controllable. Who is controlling you right now in all the actions and reactions that you are doing? When you're hungry, is that really you? When you're feeling that you need something to fulfill these unfulfilled desires, is that really you? No, none of that is truly you, because you are being forced into making decisions that aren't actually how you would behave or act if you were totally free of any imposition this life has put upon you. If you feel that you are weak, if you feel that you cannot go on another day here, that may be true in this moment. But realize that if you were totally free of all the shackles of this life, who would you really be then? What choices would you make if you had full knowing of the consequences of those choices and the truth behind why you are choosing that? In this realm, we don't know really anything. Most of our lives, we are shedding away the deceptions and the lies to bring forth the truth within us. And this all sounds mumbo jumbo, I know. But to those who know what I'm talking about, I feel that you will understand what I'm saying. Any character defect that you now face, you can overcome that. If you feel that you are doing things that are against your internal moral compass, you can change that. Not all of it, but you can start little by little freeing yourself from all the decisions that you do not like. Start small. I have a problem with having to eat against my will. First of all, I have a problem with that. But it goes deeper, because not only do I have to eat, but I have to take the life of another being, whether it be animal or plant. I do not agree with that. That is against my moral compass. But while I'm living in this realm, I have to play by its rules, or I suffer, and I will slowly start eating myself. How fucked up is that? If I turn against the workings of this realm, more suffering is imposed upon me. And I am forced to play its game by my body eating itself. So certain things, while you are here, are inescapable. They're inescapable. Unless you found some magical way of self-consisting on your own energy, well, then that needs to be shared. I've heard of things like Breatharians and, absorbing the sunlight and blah, 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 but I haven't actually seen it in practice. I haven't actually seen it. So there are certain things that you cannot change about this realm, that you may find deplorable, that you may find absolutely sickening and disgusting. But in that, start to figure out the choices that you can change, the choices about yourself that you can work on. The thing that keeps people from growing is self-reflection. Sit with yourself and reflect on things. Allow yourself to speak to yourself. And find out the things that you can change while you're here. I'm not saying that that's fair, that that's a right thing to have to do. But while you're here, why not? Why not challenge yourself to be a better person, to be greater than you actually are? You can cope. We all cope. We all have coping mechanisms. And to an extent, that's fine. There are also things that you can do that can be beneficial for your spirit while you're here. This place is working overtime to pervert your spirit, your heart, your essence. And the more that you go along with things that you know are wrong, the more that it entraps you in its snare, in its web. I've gone my whole life fighting against this web. And the more I fight, the more stuck I get into it. You cannot change the outside world without first doing the work on yourself. And for me, that work started with giving myself a voice in a world where everything and everyone is trying to yell and scream the loudest and to have control over your life and how you think and how you act. Your voice gets drowned out. Your experiences get drowned out. And you learn that you cannot trust yourself. Most of the time, we don't even know ourselves to begin with. And that's what I'm talking about. If you are trying to escape this place, don't do it by escaping yourself. You're the only one who will be with you for this experience and when you leave this experience. And in that, there will be no one to help you other than yourself. Are you strengthening your relationship with yourself? Don't strengthen your relationship with some outside entities or some outside force or some outside people or some leader to tell you and dictate what you should and should not do, because that just leaves room for you to be controllable. That leaves room for other things to come in and sweep you away. The power must lie within yourself. And like I said, these things may sound, spiritual mumbo jumbo. Don't take these things as spiritual mumbo jumbo. Try to hear your own inner voice and process and know what your voice is and what programming voices are and what outside entities voices are and everything in between. I know that if you are listening to this, you have the power. You have the power to start knowing more about who you actually are, outside of the jobs and the career and the relationships and the fake, artificial world and the plays that you dance through in life. There is something true within you. There is something true that is beyond this false, fallen world. And that is the thing that these entities and this world is trying to pervert and is trying to steer you away from. It wants that. In a realm where free will seems to be lost, seems to be unaccessible, you have certain choices that you could make, that you can be working on. So I'm just sitting here, and it's just another glorious, beautiful day in hell. And I can choose to distract myself. I can choose to allow other people to tell me how to think, how to feel, how to act. I can go to leaders, I can go to experts, I can go to religions, I can go to atheists, science, all sorts of things. Or I can become lucid right now and start experiencing who I am in this hell, who I am in a false reality. I am much more than this, sure. But while I'm here, who am I? Who am I while I'm here? I can't answer that for you. Only you can. We can all work together on this by first spending time with ourselves and becoming our greatest ally, to become our greatest friend. Do you trust yourself? Do you care enough about yourself to do what's right for yourself in the face of a great evil? Are you willing to stand up for yourself? Are you willing to know what is right and what is wrong in the face of those who try to impose their will upon you and dictate how you should go about? You must trust yourself before you trust anything outside of yourself. Because if you trust yourself, you'll be able to know who and what is trustworthy. You will know that the things that other things may tell you may sound good, may sound true, but it goes against your internal moral compass. And you know not to blindly follow anything that is outside of yourself. If you are sad, if you are depressed, if you hate life, great. Go into that. Feel that. Understand why you're going through that. If you don't fully understand why you're going through that, then you can't fully understand what decisions and choices to make that'll be beneficial for you. I think the more that you go into this darkness, the more truth can be gleaned from it. If you're just surrounded by darkness and you don't know why, you aren't using your own internal light to shine upon it and to fully comprehend in this limited state why. And once you understand why, you will have the resolve to never be deceived about this place. No matter what they tell you or what they throw to you or what kind of justifications they make, you know. You know. And there's no sort of manipulation that they can do to you if you know exactly why. You also have to be wise to know that not everything you think and feel are necessarily the truth. It could be layers of deception, self-deception, that you are telling yourself. To get to the truth of the matter, you have to constantly sit with yourself and reflect and reflect and reflect and think and process. Something you may feel today or think today can be completely different a week from now. But you're not wrong for exploring that. You're not wrong for changing your mind about things. Because the more truth you gather about yourself and the place you are bound to change your mind about things. Your own mind is programmed to work against you. Your own body is programmed to work against you. These are, in a way, your enemy, but you can tame this enemy to work more for you. I was told once to never go into your mind alone. It is a bad neighborhood, full of all kinds of tricky, manipulative, sketchy, self-serving tactics to keep the body going, to keep you going in this matrix, to keep you believing in the charades that this life throws at you. It is wise to not go alone, so take yourself with you. People want to use higher power or God to take this journey of life for some higher perspective on things. All along, I really know that higher self, God, whatever it is that you find some kind of comfort in or truth that has led you in certain ways on the right paths. I know that was you all along. You just believed it was some outside force. It could be you, the real you, who is outside of this place, helping you along with these things. So take yourself, take your higher perspective, your higher, whoever you really are outside of this place, take that with you to explore these dark neighborhoods of your mind, these dark neighborhoods of your heart. And always self-reflect more and more. Figure out why your body does what it does, why your reactions are the way that they are. This is a reaction generating machine. It wants you to react to everything, anything, the smallest things to the biggest things. Find out what exactly is triggering you to act out of character, to do things against your will that you later regret. Oh, that wasn't me. Why did I do that? Oh, that's not how I wanted to act. It's okay that you did things that you may be ashamed of or feel guilt about. That's okay. Because that will help you grow into that person that you know you are. Where it's not okay is when they use these tactics to make you less than you are, to make you feel that you have no control or power and that you need some outside force that's not really you to help you. I think we're all aware now that if there was some outside force that was helping us, that wasn't us, or something that we can come to know that is not us, it would have made itself known by now. And some people think that it has, but upon further research and actually looking at these things, you find out that these outside things are luring you deeper and deeper and deeper into the false illusion of this reality. So why are they not helping you break free of it? It is wise to learn from other people. It is wise to hear their experiences and their ways and what they've learned in life. And it's wise to use that and to think and ponder on those things and see how it relates to yourself. But it is not wise to take every word that they say as the truth. Only you are capable of doing that for yourself, to come to know that within yourself. Someone may tell you the absolute truth, but if you don't know it for yourself, you are just blindly following them. And it can not actually help you if you don't come to know it for yourself. Use their experiences to help you come to know it for yourself. That is the way. The way is to not blindly believe and follow, and to take other people's knowledge and just say, that sounds good, that's the truth, and that's all I'm going to think about it. I'm not going to do any self-exploration, any internal work. I'm not going to think why that could be wrong or could be right. I'm just going to believe it because they are my trusted source. You are your trusted source. Use other people that you trust as well to help you get that for yourself. That will only empower you and make you stronger and not make you weak. And it won't make you a follower. It won't make you a sheep. But you will come to know these things for yourself. And then you won't need to hang on to everyone's last word. You will just be able to appreciate others' experiences and say, hey, I appreciate what I'm learning from you because I'm using it and it's bettering myself. It's making me a stronger person. It's making me come to know for myself why I see truth in what you're saying. For example, in my own personal life, since a young age, I have been coerced and abused in ways that made me feel that I had no voice. I had nothing to share to anybody, and I could not even trust myself. But through the years of self-reflection and connecting with myself, I actually found that wasn't true. And that empowered me to stand on my own and to not be afraid of necessarily being wrong and not be afraid of exploring these things for myself, inside of myself, into where I developed a confidence in myself to not need outside validation. It's great when people hear you and understand you, but that's not always the case. And you have to be able to stand on your own in the midst of a sea of people telling you that you're wrong. You have to be able to stand confident and say, even though everyone else around me is saying that I am wrong about this, hey, they could be true in certain situations. But even though I am all by myself, I have done internal work to know why I think and feel and act this way that is opposed to everything around me. If you're able to stand confidently in that, you will be able to stand confidently in the afterlife when these same tactics are pulled against you. You could be surrounded by glorious, wonderful, magical, gaslighting environments, and everything around you is telling you one thing. But you are confident to know that no matter what everyone else says or thinks, you have that internal power within yourself to know that they are wrong and why they are wrong.